Hey guys, how's it going? Thomas here. We are working on our refinery today. I do believe this will be video number 12 if I'm not mistaken. Now in our last video, let me show you what I did here. My mouse here will actually cooperate. I'm trying to get that stuff up there. Here we go. All right, so since our last video, what I did was in our last video, we built this train station here. And I tried to build it compact. And as you guys can see, we had some oil storage up here. And what I did was I actually pumped that oil down to some new storage buildings here in the center. So we got storage tanks here. And I put a few gun turrets around here, even though I don't need them, just in case something would get in here. I don't want them to destroy all of this crude that we are stockpiling here. So I want to get a lot of crude stockpiled, and having tons of crude is great. Now, I also added in all these chests right here, inserters and stuff. And as far as they go, I could actually put the inside one should always be fast or stacked. They offload to the chest and onto this single belt, which is really probably not the best way in the world. To really run a train station, and then have these really weird freaking belts here where I'm actually trying to get coal to every train stop in particular. So this is more or less our train stop right here in our train depot setup, and we have our belt lines that now actually tie down here to our mains. As you can see, our basically our iron ore here is actually running out, which is not a good thing, and it's ran out down here. So iron production's kind of low right now. It's not doing as good as it should, or we ain't have no issues with copper. So I'm hoping that we're going to go ahead up here real soon on these copper depots, copper ore depots and stuff right here. We'll start adding into that soon here as well. I also went ahead and expanded our power plants right here, because we only had this one row. Now we have actually a couple more rows here that come up. Now, as far as how our research is going to go after we get our refining and stuff set up here, what we're going to wind up doing is I'm probably just going to tap off of this coal belt line right here that goes to my power, and we'll just run it up, for plastic production and things like that. Now, as far as everything else goes, what's going on here? There's a couple of them coming in there. Those guys are starting to get big. Okay, that's kind of scary when they get big like that. You're not sure if you can handle it or not. But overall, our base and everything looks like it's actually coming along. We're getting everything done. So let's go ahead and get started on this refinery, shall we? So the refinery is going to go right up here. And the thing with building refineries is you always build on Factorio with 2 spaces. Okay, keep that in mind. Everything you do is 2. You want to put 2 spaces between everything. Now, when it comes to things like oil, on the other hand, such as a refinery, there's a catch. Everything is built by 3. This is why everybody runs into all these problems on Factorio, is because they just don't build by 3. So here's 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. You want to have 3 in there, so always build about 4 away. And as far as what we're doing here, we actually want to redo this here, and we're going to go ahead and this will go up, and we're going to come right down here. So what we're doing right now is we need to supply water, and this is going to go to our rail depot. And I need to put in some pumps. I only need 1 pump. I think I'll just add 2 just to be on the safe side. More or less the pipe will probably drain out before I end up needing 2 pumps, but we'll do it anyway. So we're going to have our pumps right here, and what we'll do is we're going to go down through here, and we're going to add all of this in, and this is going to be our refinery. Now, the thing with refineries, guys, is refineries take up a lot of space. It's not something like, oh, well, this is all you need, or it's so easy, stuff like that. No, refineries take a lot of space. There's not really an easy way to build a refinery. They take a lot of time. They're a lot of work to set up. They take a lot of, it's time consuming, and there's not an easy way to do it. There's really not. Everyone thinks, oh, you can just throw a refinery together like it's nothing. No, you can't. They don't work like that. You have to also never build refineries side by side like this. You have to actually leave 1 space between them. And I've never built my refinery sideways down like this. I mean, I guess the concept's the same. I'm just used to building, left, right, not up, down. So this is probably going to be a little bit slower than what my normal builds are, because I typically throw these things together like it's nobody's business. So this here is going to be our refinery right here for our base. And what is in my way? Ooh, there's something there in the way. Okay, so this is going to be our refinery here. So how many of these did we actually build? Well, we did build a few. So we got a nice big refinery here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do just basic crude oil production. and that'll feed crude in on both sides. I do think we have advanced crude production, which comes in at a later date, so that's not too big of a deal. So we'll just upgrade all that there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come through here, and we're going to add our power poles. And power is, you ain't going to run nothing without no power. That's a fact. We'll get our power poles placed, and I know a lot of people wonder how to do the refineries, but like I said, guys, this is painstaking. And as you can see, I can just go like that right there, and there will be one crude. Now, I'm not going to do this side over here yet because that's going to be turned into, when we go to advanced oil productions, that'll all be supplied with water. So I'm not going to even dare touch any of that just yet. I'm pretty sure it is the bottom, but yeah. All right, let's go ahead and just keep on going here. Get all these connected, and just like I say, guys, I mean, doing this stuff, it truly is. It's just time consuming. As far as this water right here goes, I could have probably actually just done 2 wide on the water side, but everything else you do want to be about 3 wide on it for the most part. I will delete those. Actually, no, I should have left. Yeah, I should have. Oh, I'll just delete it. Screw it. I'll come back, redo it later if I have to. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get our main lines set up for here as far as our pipes go. So pipes, like I said before, you come over 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's basically just all you do is that right there. And now we're 3. We have 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. We'll do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3. So you have 3 in there, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's all you do. And now we have our pipe line set up. So now we'll just go down through here and we'll add our pipes and we'll set everything up. It'll just take a couple minutes here to get these all thrown up. I didn't leave enough space up here at the top. I should have left a little bit more space than what I did. But as you guys can see how the refinery is actually coming together here. I mean, getting these guys set up, I mean, I've seen so many YouTubers and people, it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. Setting a refinery up, it's so difficult. Well, refineries are difficult. This was the one thing, like after I built my first refinery, I'll tell you guys this, it was a nightmare because I put this in, I didn't do this, I didn't do the spacing, all my pipes were getting messed up. I would actually get the wrong oil into the wrong pipe, and everything was just all screwed up, and it was just terrible. It was so terrible, guys. I mean, it was just miserable just trying to do it. So now what you do, as far as your pipes go, is it's simple. You want to get here about midway, so always do come middle, and that way you can reach everything, and you just go like this. So first one's always first. Okay, so, and we just keep going down through here. And then what we'll do is the second one will be the second pipe, right? Whoops. So first one first, right? And the thing is, guys, when you get your construction robots, trust me when I say this, oh my God, is it ever amazing. It's so easy. You don't have to run around. You don't have all this, crap to do. You can do this stuff so easy. And, that's what makes life so easy with Factorio once you do get to that stage. It just makes it so you can actually come through here and do things. Construction robots, oh my God, I'm just looking forward to those. Because building a refinery like this, I can just build a small section of a refinery like this here, and I can just go through and repeat it with the construction robots. And then you guys can see there, we'll take the heavy oils and we'll put it all the way over on the third one. And I can easily come in here and tap into these lines because, as you can see there, see, I can have one here, right, like this here. I can easily tap into them and space them and all that good stuff because the way this is laid out. I have room, I can actually run a pipeline straight down the middle through here if I want to. So smart planning, guys, on these factories here, well, not factories, but refineries, this is what it really comes down to. You got to lay this stuff out proper. I know it takes a lot of space. I know people hate that, but guys, you got a huge freaking map. If you're in my situation now where you're on a really hostile map and you're basically like, ah, crap, then yeah, maybe it might not be the best thing. And then at the end of every line, always remember to make sure everything functions properly. You want to throw in one storage tank. That way there's a place for all that crap to go to. And that way it doesn't, just set in the lines and stuff like that. And you can use the storage tanks as a guide. So you can look at your percentages in each one of these, and then you know where you're going to be at storage-wise. So there you guys have it. There is your basic refinery setup. As far as how the refinery is going to function. Now, second, Once you get your basic setup, guys, what's next? Let's actually leave those pipes right there. That way everything stays nice. But there's your basic setup right there. So we have our train depot, got all of our ores that go down. We got our basic refinery here set up. So this is looking good. This is all great. So the next thing is we have to do our chemical plants. And the question is, what are we going to actually be doing? So we're going to have to figure that one out here right now. So I need to produce, what do I need to produce? So we'll just click a chemical plant, we'll see what we need. I know I need batteries, so iron plate, copper, acid, we have the mixed sulfuric acid, we need water and petroleum gas, so we'll have to do that. And then we're going to need plastic, which is petroleum gas and coal. We also need lubricant, which is heavy oil, so I can definitely work on the lubricant right now. Lubricant will be great because we can go ahead and start working on the development of our express belts. But we do need the sulfuric acid here, which is going to take a little effort. I'm not too sure how we're going to do this. Now, another thing you guys can do, if you really want to, is you can go down through here and throw a water line, a main water in here. I don't really recommend doing that because if you throw water in here, then that's just another thing that you got to deal with. And the problem is by putting a water line in here, I'll show you what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to count there off, right? See, the problem is if you do a water, these here will not reach. This will not reach all the way across. See how that'll stop? It'll just make it to there. It won't keep going. So you don't want to put water in there. It's 3 wide. So the developers that made this, they actually knew what they were doing. They were thinking it out. So what we need to do is we need to make plastic to start with. We also need to make lubricant. So the lubricant requires heavy oil. And I'm not really even sure where I even want to put the freaking lubricant at. I'm thinking I'll just do it down here somewhere. So we'll basically, more or less, we'll take heavy oil, we'll process that into lubricant. So we will have that lubricant line. See, I got these factories here, so if I get too close, that'll screw me. So what I want to do is I just want to come up here so I'm flush. And let's just see which way we're going to be pointing here. So heavy oil will be on the back. Then that'll be crude. So we'll just line them up like so. Actually, no, we'll do them this way. That way everything does go nice and smooth. And we'll just, since this is going to be lube, we'll go ahead and do, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just do 4 here for now because I don't need a whole lot of lubricant, but at the same time I don't want to do it. But typically you want to put spaces between all these. Actually, I will do spaces just in case something needs to be changed at a later time. I think this might be a bad location for my oil. Hang on. We might want to be changing this up because plastic, see plastic how it requires coal? You know, that requires coal there. So where's my coal at? My coal is going to be right here and it's going to come up and around. So no, this is going to become plastic production is what this will be. We'll put our plastic here instead. So let's just rename this and we'll switch this to plastic. So petroleum gas will come in from the back. Then the plastic. And this is why I say, guys, you have to gotta think some of the stuff through. You really do. So we'll do 6 plastics. That's what we'll do. So we'll do 6 here, and we'll get our plastic going here real quick. That'll take a few minutes here. All right, so we'll just click on that. Boom, 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 boom. We'll get that going. We'll come over here. Let's go ahead and just drop down our acid. Now, because of our pipes line set up, this is how everything works great. And let's see, can we get in range? I hate it how you can't get in range, you gotta run around. The one thing I do hate about pipelines is just how it's just so aggravating at times. But there you have it. I mean, right there, see how easy that was, just boom, tied it right on in. So now what we're gonna do, as far as our stuff goes here, we need to do 2 things. One, we need to introduce coal. So I gotta get my coal up here. And I'm not sure how that's gonna really work considering the coal is like down here. But I think we can get the coal in without major, any type of major issues. We're going to probably, I think we're going to have some issues right here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this the way I wanted to do it. So we'll do it like that. Okay. And then we'll drop our splitter. And there we have it. Now we have our coal. So in addition to having our coal, what we'll do is we'll just run this straight down through here. This will give us our plastic, and then we will have our additional belt right here. So to start with this, what we'll do is we'll put our output here. Oh man, I keep lagging here just a little bit. causing me like to want to jump, you know. It's like, oh crap. So what we'll do now is we'll take our inserters. We really need fast inserters here, but we'll just do it this way. I'll delete that. There we have it. And now what we'll do is we'll go through here and put up the power poles. And the reason it's good to leave spaces is you can always just stick your power poles right there on the inside like that between them, and it just makes everything function. There you have it. So that's all going to tie together. Now we have our plastic production up and running. So we got plastic now, guys. That's great. All right. So we got our plastic up and running. So as far as what's next, since we do have plastic, we're going to end up ultimately, we have to work on our research, which is our next video. And the research will be, you know, it's going to be our blue research, but we need red chips. And the red chips require plastic. So we're going to set up probably a red chip depot somewhere in this vicinity over here. But let's go ahead, in addition, since we do have this being done, the plastic now, let's see what's going to be our next as far as chemical plants go. I'll go ahead and click on this, and we'll just do it this way. So we need sulfuric acid, which requires water and petroleum gas. So we need the petroleum gas, which is what we're using right here, and we also need water to make batteries. I need copper plates and all that stuff for my batteries, but we need the sulfuric acid, which requires sulfur, which is water. We need more water and just batteries and all that good stuff. So water is now going to become the issue. So since we do have a main water line running along the back side, we'll bring all that production up here towards the top. And this is where you want to start really thinking how you're going to lay stuff out like early on, because if you don't lay it right, you will ultimately just screw yourself. 1, 2, 3. Actually, that'll work. Okay, and then there will be our water, as the water will wrap around to the back. So there's how we'll get our water to where we need it to be. And then we'll have our main water line right up here. There's will be our water. So next step is going to be getting our chemical plants put into place. Let's see how this is going to work. We need sulfuric acid, so that'll be water. That'll give us our output. Don't want to do that. Let's see what else we got. We got batteries. We got petroleum gas and water. So that's going to be input to create sulfuric acid. So what we'll do is we'll delete this, and because it's going to require double input. So we'll go back to, remember how we told you 3 lines? 1, 2, there's 3, 4. We'll do 3. Do we need 3 spaces or 4? I think we can get by, for what we're doing here, I think we can just get by with 2. So yeah, 1, 2, that should work. Just considering I'm only going to come one way, and then we'll add this. I don't know how this ain't going to work, because see, the pipes are not going to line up through here, so we'll just have to shift it up. We'll just do it 1 up higher here. Since everything is going to be running underground, I'm not really too concerned. I'm just kind of concerned if I have to run through here, so that would be the only major issue there. But we'll go ahead and delete that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do an underground here. And I'm telling you guys, I mean, when you really mess with these pipes and you start getting into this stuff, I mean, oh boy, does it make your brain think. I mean, you got to really think, where's my pipes? Where's this stuff going? How am I going to do this? How am I doing that? And, you know, just how are you going to lay this stuff out? And down here, I do believe, how many factories? I think we laid 5, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we did 6. I want to mirror that up here, so we have 6 up here as well. So we'll do 6. So we'll come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll delete what we don't need here. This stuff, we'll delete it. And what was we making? I think we was making sulfur. There we go. All right, we'll just drop the sulfur in here. Now that we do have our sulfur, what we'll do now is we'll take our pipe here. We'll just have one section of pipe like so on each one of these. And there will be our sulfur. And now we'll come up and we will add water. So the water will come in. So now we're going to supply everything here with a good supply of water. Now we just got to get some power to it. In addition to the sulfur, we have to have all the output. So sulfur will be on the output. And as far as that goes, we'll add some melt here. That'll give us the output we want. Now we'll come over. Let's see, where do we go here from now? Where's my telephone poles? Do you see my power poles, guys? Because I swear I had them, and I don't think I used them all. There's no way in hell I used all my poles. Honest to God, I used all my freaking poles. That is insane. All right, let's go grab some steel plates. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I thought I had enough to actually get this done here, but apparently not. But we got our main belts over here, so we'll just grab some right off the belt here and just make some. Shouldn't take that long to actually make some. There we go. 7. Need more copper. Let's grab some copper. All right, and we'll just go ahead and grab. I'll just make a whole stack there. See, with my one mod, the crafting speed for me, it's relatively fast. You can see it down here. And the way I do that is it's a you actually have to research it and stuff your crafting speed as a bonus. I'm going to actually increase it again here. So this will be the next one. I'll require blue potions for the speed. So that's something I'll do. But what's the, I wonder what my bonus is. Let's see what bonuses are. As far as a crafting speed, 120%. That's actually not too bad. So yeah, 120% plus. So everything, I can craft stuff in my inventory faster. And honestly, I mean, I don't think of it as a cheat because, you know, we are actually, using research. We are earning it. So it's, yeah. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll put that there. Okay, so now we have our sulfur plant up and running. So that's going to work. So now what comes after sulfur? I do think when you do sulfur, you come down here like so. Because you do sulfur, you now need to do sulfur acid, which is batteries. So actually we need to take sulfur, iron plate, sulfur, and water and put it together. So we need water, I'm trying to remember how I do this. The sulfur, what's the input? It requires sulfur and iron plates. Ooh. I gotta remember how I'm gonna actually set this up, and that outputs my sulfur. So the way you typically do this is you run water down one side, and then you put your belts, and then you feed in through the belts. So you put sulfur on one belt, your other stuff on the other. It's a little bit more complicated. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna run this in, because ideally what I could do is I would put, my iron plate on one side of the sulfur belt, but the belts are running in opposite directions of each other. So I mean, I can bring this up. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll bring it up and then we just run it straight down the middle. But I don't really have that water in this area in here. The water's up top here, so I don't know how I'm going to work with that. So we will get the iron plates and we will get the sulfur. I'm thinking we can do this right here, maybe. We'll give this a shot. So what we'll do is we'll just come down with the sulfur. We'll wrap up here just a little bit. And we'll go down here to our iron plates and we'll just run iron plates down like a bunch of idiots. So let's see how this is gonna work. Crap, that ain't gonna work there. Let's try to plan just a little bit better here real fast. So we'll just expand our water here. I need to make sure everything's gonna line up first. So water. So we're gonna have to have a belt. The belts will have to come down this way, and we'll have 2 belts. Yep, this is why you plan, guys, right here. This is why you plan. That'll be plates. This will be removed. And then this will come. It would be nice if I could get this so these line up in a straight row, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to drop it down like that. I hate that. I really absolutely hate that we're going to have to build like this. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing everything on 6 for this build, just so I'm not confusing myself. I'm afraid this water line is going to run out of water. Nothing's really producing, so it's not too much of a concern. So okay, we got sulfur, we got iron plate, 2 sulfur per iron plate. Then we'll do like, there we go. We'll do our sulfur line up here, so we'll come down like 1, 2. Actually, I'll just tie them all together like this. This will just make it easier. And then on the end down here, we will do ahead and do, I don't want to, there we go. Yeah, we'll do our plants like that. There we go. We'll do our plant like that there, and then we'll just tie that together with some more pipe, because I need a place for the sulfur to actually go. So I'll tie it together with the bins, and then we'll run our actual belts down through here, and that'll get everything so it functions. This design is not going to work. And the reason this is not going to work is because of the belts. Story of my life. Okay, I'll just tie it in like this. So we're going to change it again. So the water has to be inputted on both sides. So that's just kind of killed it right there. So what we'll do here, as far as this main goes, I'm going to come down here and we'll put a copper like so, and we will come up here and we'll run our iron plate like that. That's how we'll do that. And as far as this goes, I will go ahead and we'll just move that on advance. So there's our steel plates, and then everything else just keeps on coming. So all right, there we go. So that looks good. Those steel plates will all come down on the line. And there's what I was talking about just now. All the iron will just come in there and it'll just hit the belt. Yep, that's working just as planned. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our pipes here. I think we're going to need more pipes. So we'll just, we'll go that way. And there we have it. So now we're getting our sulfur production up and running. Everything's looking really good here. So I love this. I love this setup. I really do. Let's see, how's this going? And there you have it. All right, so now we got our sulfur production up and running. So we're producing sulfur, sulfuric acid, or however you want to call it, sulfur acid, whatever. All right, so we got our sulfur up there. We got this plastic down here. We got all of our main refining over here. Oh man, this is crazy. A lot of work, guys. A lot of work to get a basic refinery up and running. This is a small refinery. This really is. I've had refineries that bigger than this base, 3 or 4 times the size of this base. And the thing is, the bigger you build it, it's all about matching everything, percentage, getting everything built to par, and just getting everything to match up and stuff. Now, since we do have this, I want to work on batteries. I do believe is our next project. We still have to go into the actual, not just batteries, but we have our plastic, we have our sulfur, we have the acid, we have the batteries. Batteries require copper, sulfur, and copper plates. So we're going to build those right here more than likely. And that's going to require, that's not right. That cannot be right. Is that, no, batteries. All right, that's right now. That's more right. So as far as this goes for batteries, we'll just actually, what I don't really like doing, and we'll do that for this build. You can do it like this. Personally, I don't prefer building straight across like that. It's just not a good way to do things. Because stuff gets in the way. For example, we're going to have iron plates and copper going to be feeding in here. What does the battery require? It requires 1 copper, 1 iron plate, and then 20 sulfur. So that's how we're going to do this. So we'll end up building our batteries like so. So we'll do our inserters. Will be on the front. And the reason I'll do it this way is because I want to make sure that they can feed fast enough. But I also want to make sure that I can actually get the stuff out of here just as easy. All right, so we'll do that. Now we'll put that there, and then we'll drop a chest because I need a place for my batteries to go. Then in addition, we need the long-armed inserters. We'll stick those on there somewhere. Where can we go? All right, there we have that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now what we'll do is, because we are running all this stuff down through here, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm not sure how this is going to work here. This is what's got me, this right here, what we're doing right here, this is making me a little nervous right here. But I'm not too sure how we're going to tie all this together as far as our base goes. Maybe we'll just do it like that for now, and then we'll just run the copper, well, the iron plate up here and tie it on the opposite side. We'll do it that way. And there we have our battery production. Man, this is so freaking nice and smooth. Everything's going together easily. I mean, I see guys all the time. It's just like, how can you struggle to really build the refineries? How do you have so much problems? Everybody's like, refineries are so hard. No, refineries are one of the most easiest things on Factorio to really do. It's all about good layout, good planning, guys. And as far as our starting base down here goes, I mean, this is just disorganized right in here because this was startup. Startup is when you really get screwed up because you're trying to fight, you're trying to do all this stuff at once. But once you get your base defenses up, you get your starting area, you get all of your, your main lines set up, you get yourself a decent little rail depot. This is a small depot. This ain't nothing big. You get a little depot, you get your refineries going, you get your oil, you get your power, you get everything. It all starts to come together. We have battery production now. We can pretty much do almost anything. I need faster inserters. I do know that for a fact because this is taking way too long. But we are getting there. We are definitely getting there. So guys, so you guys know, I said I was going to do a video and show you guys how to set up a refinery. This is how you really build your refineries. And I mean, if you want to know what you have to do, there's like right there's heavy oil. Now, as far as how do you actually balance all this stuff so you have the right production, you have the right amount, what do we need, what do we not need? I'm just going to tell you guys, it's the easiest way. And since we have plastic now, I'm going to run down here real quick. What I want to do is we need to make red electric chips, and that does require plastic. I absolutely hate trying to craft them things in my inventory, but we do need them to make these right here, science packs. We need blue science packs. And the reason for that is I want to do my next research is, let's see, where's our research at here? We need to do advanced oil processing because we need to do like the light cracking. We need to do the heavy cracking. We also need to this here. And this way we can kind of balance and stuff a little bit better on what we can and can't do. What's this here? Coal liquefier. I'm not even sure what that is. So, but anyways, advanced oil processing will be the next research. I need 75 of these blue things. I'll probably inventory craft those. It's going to take some time, but it's definitely going to be worth doing. As far as what I need now is you guys look right here on our storage tank. See how we have nearly hardly no petroleum gas, but we have all this here. Well, that advanced oil processing research, once we get that, you can actually see we can actually produce a lot less, heavy oil, more light oil, and then more petroleum gas and stuff. And it'll make things like we can now turn light oil into petroleum, gas. And that's what we're after. We want to do that. And that'll be our advanced oil refining, which we'll get into that here shortly. We're not going to be doing that right now. But as far as right now goes, I'm going to get over here, and I do believe we need to go up another pipeline right here. Yep, that'll work. We'll come over here. Hopefully this all goes good. And that should be, I think I got this right. That'll be our oil. Yep. Well, not oil, but lubrication. So we can actually lube up everything now. This will give us our express gear belts and all that good stuff when we get there to them. I keep running out of belt pipes, guys. I mean, I literally, when we started on this, I think I had a couple hundred, well over a few hundred pipes. And I mean, I'm just, I'm running out of pipe. I really am. I mean, we've made so much freaking pipe. I think I had 500 or 600 of it when we started. And now it's just like we then used all of that. It's just like, geez, there's 200 right there. We'll make 200 more. So when you start your refineries, guys, I'll tell you this now, 1,000+ pipe. Build you a assembly machine, make you 1,000+ of it, because you're going to be building it forever. It just takes so much that's going to go into it. It's absolutely crazy at how much time you get into it. And as far as this lubrication goes, for me, I'm just going to build a nice big lubrication depot. So we'll have a nice area here for plenty of lube. That way we don't have to worry about it. And I'll just stockpile it right here. That's what I want. I just want a nice big storage area for lubrication. That way I don't have to ever worry about it or not having it or whatever. So, and I'm stuck between some buildings here. Worst thing about refineries, running between buildings, you're always getting stuck, and it drives you absolutely crazy. That's not, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to have that there like that. There we go. So this is a do not enter area. You don't walk in here. Once you get your refineries built, guys, I'll tell you, don't go back. Never run back into your refineries. I don't care what it is. Stay away from them. Because as soon as you start running around a refinery, you're getting caught on pipes. You're getting, stuck in holes and everything else. And I need to put some of this in here. Now, since we do have this basic stuff set up, this is the next thing you do. You just kind of come in here and you do a little hatchet job like inside your refinery, like I'm doing right now, and you just put like a couple little walkways because, you know, if you don't, you're gonna be you're gonna be running around this crap for freaking ever, just trying to get somewhere, and it's always a nightmare. You definitely want to have a couple things in here somewhere, that way you can at least get through if you need to. So I can actually run through that area now, and I'll have to do the same up here somewhere. But since this right here is kind of like all that's there and stuff, if I come up through here, I need to just be able to get right through here real quick, and it shouldn't take me no time to get through there. I'm just like that. So you do have, once you start getting your refinery up and everything's kind of fixed, there's a few areas where you'll do stuff like this right here, just so you can make life a little easier to get through. But don't do that until after you're finished with all your pipe work and you got your pipe laid out nice and clean. But laying out good quality refinery, laying it out clean, making sure everything is, you know, well balanced. You know, you're not putting out a lot of garbage or, you know, screwing yourself up and things like that. It's what you want to do. We're going to drop another chest right here, and we'll drop a telephone pole. That way we're getting a little more juice right here. Let's see, where's my poles? I keep losing stuff because it's like every time I do something, it like moves itself, you know. But that'll give me some plastic there, so we have our plastic, and we'll have our oils and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of lubricants, but I would like to get our, you know, our new belts and all that good stuff up. I'm not sure what research we need, but I'm pretty sure we got to do a bunch of blue research before we can get the assembly machines. I wonder what my blue belts is under. I don't know. I guess we'll find out here in a bit when we do our express belt research. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my express belts. Everything will start going a lot faster because we're still using regular belts, and we're like getting to mid game now. I like to think of this as mid game because we are starting oil production, and once we get our blue research up and running, we'll be in good shape. But anyways, guys, I think I pretty much just went over almost everything it comes to do with building a refinery. This is your basic refineries. You can put this stuff in here. You can do fuel balancing. You can process some stuff when you get into the more advanced refining stages. But for the most part, this is really how to set up and build a proper refinery. I see a lot of YouTubers, I see a lot of guys where they make their refineries real small, they make them real compact. And I'll tell you guys this, don't build a compact refinery, don't build a real small refinery, because it turns out to be like a really bad joke. It does not work. You can't get in there, you can't work anything, the stuff doesn't work, nothing functions. This is the proper way to lay it out. And just remember the rule of thumb when it comes to building refineries, and this is the rule: 3. Everything in Factorio is built by 2s, okay? Everything's got 2 spaces. When it comes to refineries, you put 3 spaces on everything. And then, you know, and once you do that, everything works fine. All your buildings, remember, never place buildings directly against each other because of the input. There's an input, there's an input. If you put your inputs these buildings side by side, it'll screw up your input. So always space your buildings by 1. That's a golden rule. And then, you know, some of the buildings and stuff, they work straightforward, like right here. Simple way to produce your batteries. This is a very easy battery design. So, you know, you put your iron plates and sulfuric acid in on one side, it comes straight through, comes to the other. You know, you got your water over here that feeds into your plants. You got your pipe right here, and you know, your battery production's on the opposite side. You know, you got your split belt feed, and you got your output. You know, this is a really basic design. I mean, you don't, this right here, what I got right here for battery production, you don't get simpler. That is so simple. That's so clean. That's what you guys want. And I know that's what people like. So, you know, I spend the majority of my time in a refinery on Factorio. When I go to games and I go on people's servers, this is what I'm doing. I am in a refinery. I build the refineries. And I started building refineries back in way back. I mean, that was kind of the thing I'd done, because my first game I played, I sucked so bad at my refineries and stuff. And to me, getting a refinery set up properly is like a challenge. So this is kind of like my ultimate challenge, to build the perfect refinery. What's the best layout? What's the best way to do the pipes? What's the clean cut look? What's the nicest refinery design in Factorio, and can I build it? And ultimately, this is more or less kind of how I build my stuff. It all comes out really great. Nice, clean, long pipelines, you know, big giant oil storage right there inside of your rail lines. Trains come in, they drop the crude, comes into the refinery and all this. This refineries like this is my pride and joy. This is what I love about Factorio. I love building these refineries. So, but anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in our next video, I think we're going to go ahead and move forward into a blue research or something. I'm not really sure, but we do need to get into that advanced oil production. So I'm going to have to ultimately, we're going to have to, before we really even do the blue research, I'm going to have to spend a little time here balancing this. As you can see, we've stopped our oil production because we have no petroleum gas, we have no really heavy oil at all, and then basically we have tons and tons of light oil. So when we get that advanced oil processing, I can process that light oil into petroleum gas. And the way I'll do that is right in here, I'll set up some chemical plants right in this area. And what we'll do is we'll take the light oil, run it into those plants, we'll pop out petroleum gas, and then we'll just pump it straight back over here to this line here. And that's just how I'll do it. And I'll use this area here. And then our blue research will probably come more into this area, this little area right up through here where my mouse is. This is going to be all for refinery and stuff like that and advanced oil refining. So this will be a big refinery, but I'm hoping we have enough room to finish all of our research on this side of the map. I don't know. We're going to be cutting it close. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, YouTube.